Hey everybody, it's Bust, continuing our playthrough of the Path of Champions. Today, we're going to be on the 2.5-star quest, the Machine Herald, doing battle up against Viktor with our 1-star Annie. And so, let's take a peek at our Annie's loadout real quick. Again, in terms of star powers, we're only at star level 1, so our skills and spells deal 1 extra damage, but we don't have any bonus mana gems or anything. Champion level is up to 12. And then for our relic, we have switched it up. If you've been watching the entire series of videos, we've moved on to the Grand General's counter plan, which is round start, create a fleeting copy of me in hand. What we're going to see throughout the majority of this trial is two things, right? The first one, and what I consider to be the actual boss of the series, is against Azir. You really need to be able to take down Azir as quickly as possible. And if we're able to generate disintegrates with Annie, because we have a flipped copy of Annie in our hand, then we'll be able to take down Azir in combat. The other thing to kind of consider through this battle is the keyword that we have to run into. And so if we switch back to the view out here, Viktor's thing is the foe's units with keywords have +1/+1. That generally gets our opponent's units out of range of things like Death's Hand. And so if we have the relic to give out extra disintegrates, then the rounds to where the opponents are generating a bunch of lucky finds become a little bit easier. If we're up against the golden crush bot round, all of those become a little bit easier. Just lots of good matchups for Annie with the disintegrate every turn. And then not to mention, you can get some kind of side strategies with it. It, of course, counts as a skill to just play, but it also lets us say, like, discard it to something or maybe activate Nightfall, whatever. There's lots of additional things you can do with that extra disintegrate every turn. And it also gives you in the kind of space to where you can just block with Annie, right? If you have an additional copy of Annie in your hand, you can just throw away the first copy and then replay your new fleeting copy. And so lots of interesting things that you can do with this ability, assuming that you've drawn your Annie. Now, interesting set here. Level up is the real deal. Shuffle 10 level 2 champions into your deck. They cost 1 less, but that is really like counterintuitive to what strategy we're trying to pull off here with Annie. We don't really want to be shuffling 10 cards into our deck when we're trying to draw one specific card, and so I'm actually going to let level up go with this one and come over here and pick up the bouncing blades. This is a nice way to just get to cast a spell every turn, but it also works with our Annie, and that if we need to play a disintegrate, then the blades that disintegrate's always available to us, just assuming we have enough mana. And so the mana will be our big limiter given our strategy here, drawing Annie and then having enough mana to do everything. Okay, so on to battles, though. Up against the Plaza Guardian. At the round start, the foe reduces the cost of their Plaza Guardians everywhere by 1. This guy's not that scary, not that scary. If we're on the attack, great target for Disintegrate. So we'll see how this plays out. Disintegrates everywhere, no Annies to be found. Let's see if we can't find our Annie out here. We did. Yay. Z-Moten? Alright, Cupcake. All right, and worth noting, if you're used to the regular Disintegrate, it has Mana Potion attached to it. The Annie Flip doesn't get the potions attached, and so actually, does it? I don't remember. I think that might be false. I think it is. The Annie Flip does also have the Mana Potion attached. We'll have to wait and see. Here's the Blade's Edge for 1. And there, yeah. See, the Disintegrate flips and picks up the Mana Potion. Okay, we should be good. Just getting blockers ready here. Don't want to be taking any damage. The big thing as we make our way to Azir is things can go wrong, right? If we stumble, if we don't have one of these good curves, if we don't find Annie, then Azir just has like super, super hard punishes onto you, given how fast the Sand Soldiers deal damage. And so if we're able to get out of these combats with max health, then that's just a super, super bonus moving forward. I'm going to go ahead and attack with everything. He has a good block with the 1/4 onto the 2/1, but otherwise his blocks are all garbage, and we could just try and wear down his board. They weren't as garbage as I initially thought. We're going to have to start dropping Blade's edges onto the Poros, but we're still okay here. This isn't... we aren't in some kind of danger zone. We won't be taking the highway to the danger zone today.
Go on, Fang. Just like I taught you.
Alright, so we'll stun the Ballistic Bot. It's about to grow quite a bit due to these Poros, but he'll be stunned in combat. And now we can actually... We're in a spot where we could throw away our Annie and then just replay the other Annie. Just got to do something with these manas here.
You like spiders?
I always forget the guy says, "Do you like spiders?" I always expect that to just be a D's nuts joke. I don't know what the delivery is on the D's nuts joke, but that's what I feel like when you say, "Do you like spiders?" I'm just waiting on it. Feels like something my brother would say to me. Come out here and say something like, "You want 2 CDs?" What? Yeah, man, I want some CDs. Alright, here comes a Disintegrate. I'm going to go ahead and spend our actual Disintegrate. It does shuffle Annies into our deck if we play the Fleeting copy. I don't really want to stack more Annies into our deck. We don't want to draw any more of her. So we'll play the legitimate copy out of our hand, look to discard the Fleeting one, and now we'll play this the Blade's Edge onto the Daring Poro. It's looking pretty good. Our hand got a little clunky here with all the Greybacks and the Mana Soul students, but I think we've recovered out of this. We shouldn't be taking damage the rest of the way. Well, I mean, he might ignition us damage, but combat damage, I should say. We shouldn't be taking combat damage the rest of the trial. Rip Mana Soul. What else you got for it? Aftershock onto Annie? That's not very nice, dude. Alright, so we're pretty locked into finishing this off. Just gonna be elementary, adding some dudes to the board. We'll lead off with the Captive Greyback, just to make sure we save some mana for the Spellslinger, and then if he draws a unit, we can just stun it. He draws 2 units, though. Must be nice, dude. We're still here at lethal, but perfect draw, if you will. All right, GG. So let's see what items come up. We haven't got to the point to where or the spoils come up. We haven't got to the point to where the first round end battle has items attached to it. Kind of sucks. Always feels bad, but we'll level up our Annie soon enough and start getting the good items right here at the start. So what do we got? Legion Rearguard is the only like real choice out of these, and he's pretty weak. I don't really... It pains me to say, if you're familiar with my constructed content, it really makes it tough to pass on a Legion Rearguard, but I just don't think it's going to be good enough here. So we'll let that one go. Otherwise, these cards just don't really fit our themes, and so we're unfortunately going to have to reroll. I think we can pick up the Arachnoid Sentries. It's fine. It's on theme. It's not super powerful since it doesn't have any items attached to it, but it at least provides us with some interactivity with those stuns. Okay, so... interesting set down here with the Viktor. We are creating a bunch of cards with the Annie flips and then the Blade's Edge, and that should work quite nicely with the Gearheads and the Viktor himself. What's attached to him? What's this item? Can't see what it is. We look at it like this. Flash bombs. Okay, so when I'm summoned, plant 2 flash bomb traps, and that's it, just on summon. Well, I think this is okay. The other thing I would be kind of leaning towards would be the drains from Senna. Senna works quite nicely with the likes of Annie, given that she wants to see you kill units with spells, and we're pretty good at that with the Disintegrate. Then the Withering Mist does give us a bit of drain. It's just like a very slow set of cards. Now, we do need to like start envisioning what kind of late game that we want to add to our deck, but I really don't like just adding in the Sentinels package, or I should say adding in the Darkness package without Vagar, right? Senna generating like just the little darknesses isn't that spectacular, but her flip is pretty good here, though, right? That's going to make your damage and kill spells. I wonder if Disintegrate counts as a kill spell. Probably doesn't, but it would make our Blade's Edge free. It's pretty close. I think if we take the Senna now, we can try and build around this a little bit more. Then the Withering Mists should work with Annie. Okay, I'm going to go with Senna. I'm not amped about it, but it's what we're going to go with. So here, Slotbot lets you buy rerolls. Fallen Feline, I don't remember what it does. Okay, I found it. If you're not familiar with the site, I don't know how else you would have gotten to this video if you weren't, but you can go to the ftpbus.com site. If you go up to the top on the utilities, click on events, that'll bring up all the events that I found up to this point. And then here's Fallen Feline. You can search for it if you need to, but it should be in alphabetical order or it's sortable. So select a card to add 2 copies of your deck. It should be champion spells and treasures. And so I guess that's an okay event. Let me see otherwise. Gold chest, sure, and healer. Okay, so yeah, something to the right is what I think we want to go after. The Fallen Feline is fine. I think this right encounter is one of the more challenging ones, right? So if we are going to go, or is it the one to the left? I can't remember exactly. One of these challenges is is harder than the other one, but with the pathing, you have to kind of choose now, given the way that these zigzag. I think it's this left one is the more challenging one, but we're going to get stuck there anyways going after the Fallen Feline, so we'll try our best. So, all right, foe starts. The foe gets a lucky find at round start. So this is one of these matchups to where the Disintegrates get to start being quite good as he starts to stack those lucky finds onto his plays, and they get the +1/+1 from the keywords, or just like a +0/+2 or +1/+1 from the lucky find itself. It gets to be to the place to where Death's Hands have a little bit of struggle to actually kill his units, and so makes me feel a lot better when we start adding all these Disintegrates in.
Would you look at this place?
You're wrecked, Rockhopper. No blocks? Alright. I don't blame you. But see, now he has this 4/2 quick attack. It's a pretty annoying unit. He's going to get a lucky find, probably immediately drop it on the Rockhopper. And this is where, Disintegrates matter. I'm glad we have the Blade's Edge here so that we can still take it down with the Disintegrate. But, if you're trying to be overly clever with how you make your plays, this unit's going to be super tough to mess with. But, oh man, we're about... No Spell Shield, please. No Spell Shield. I think we can beat a Spell Shield anyways. We have enough Disintegrates. So do we want to play the Annie one? Not really. Play the physical Disintegrate. Oh, wrong order. Blade's Edge. Disintegrate. Alright, feel much better now. Alright, now I'm just going to look to open with Annie. They play a lot of that 6/4 unit for 4 mana. I don't want to deal with that. just get that shit out of here, please. So we'll just go ahead and open. We'll look to follow up with the Prefect. And then we'll really be off to the races in terms of shutting down our opponent. See, 6/4.
What good's power if you're not going to use it?
Cupcake. All right, so I don't want to like burn off our mana too quick, because if he hits Spell Shield on here, then we're gonna need to play a Disintegrate, a Blade's Edge, and then another Disintegrate. And so I want to wait and give him a chance to spend some of this mana. Okay, this is fine. Oh, nice. We get around the bloody business as well. So here I'm gonna play. Well, we got to do the Blade's Edge first. Then I want to play the physical Annie, right? I don't want to shuffle in copies that we don't actually have to. And then we can safely block the Treasure Seeker with our existing Annie. I think this is fine. We're not losing too much in the way of mana. And then we could just replay another one. Oh, she's just going to survive, right? She just outright flips here. Planned it that way. Clearly. All right, we'll add the House Spider. If we had the mana to play Tibbers next turn, then I would have saved that 2 mana. That 2 mana lets us Disintegrate plus Blade's Edge, but we can't play Tibbers, and so I was okay with just going ahead and dropping units. We've still got 2 now.
Come on. That all you got?
All right, we should be good now. He can block our Annie if he wants. She'll just stun him away. If he has a way to kill Annie, we just had another one anyways. All right, let's go with the Disintegrate.
Come on. That all you got?
All right, this one's done. We're gonna win this match. I think we handled this one pretty nicely. It's hopefully a good kind of intro and primer on how to manage Annie this way. You're not always going to have the Blade's Edge, but this is why I at least think the Relic is just so much more powerful than the +3 spell mana. What else you got? Awaking Sands.
You can do better than that.
All right, just a matter of time now.
Come on. That all you got?
Here we go. Gonna get that victory.
You can do better than that.
10 attack prefect, not that bad. Coming in for the serious damage. Okay, so let's see these encounters. I couldn't quite remember what we're coming up to next. I know one of these battles is more challenging than the other one. I just couldn't remember which is what. But we got a couple clicks before we get there. So, I don't think I want minions. Fading Memories is okay, but not really what our deck is trying to do. And then Legion Drummer, while I do love a Legion Drummer, it's just not really on theme with what we're doing. I think the Legion Drummer is probably still the one to just take, because it does work nicely with things like the Prefect and helps protect it in combat, but it's not super strong here. Okay, so on to the Fallen Feline. What do you got here? Vandal Balance. Exchange an ally follower for an enemy follower. That's actually kind of interesting, but I think I'm looking down here towards the Crystal Arrow. Frostbite an enemy, and then all other enemies with 3 or less health lose. Just so good against Azir and its cycles. So we'll go with the Crystal Arrow. It's okay. And what were these? Oh, the Vicaran Vagabond. This is the more challenging one here at the right. This can be a pretty tough one to win if the Warlord's Palace gets going before you can take advantage of it. But it's not where our battle is going. We're down here with the Patched Poro. Grant a random keyword to the first unit the foe summons each round. And then since he's Viktor, it will also get +1/+1 for each keyword. All right. None of those cards were Annie, so we'll do a little bit of mulliganing. Our deck, it still functions. It just doesn't function nearly as well if we don't start with Annie. But hopefully, we'll get to pick up some Annie items before you know it. Bring the Disintegrate in. Reasonable enough unit getting rid of the elusive. We can build up the Prefect. May not be able to attack with it this turn, but you can let it go ahead and start assembling some stats. This attack's okay. Lets us Blade's Edge his unit without an additional card. Not super interested in him getting elusive onto his Mimic. So we have to Blade's Edge now if we want to stop that, because we didn't play it last turn. Okay.
Do better than that.
Sad noise.
Want to see something cool?
Let's bank 2 mana this turn. Hitting tough is kind of awkward. It really limits our Withering Mists.
I am here until I am no more.
Okay.
Draw from the light.
See if we can't start killing stuff with Senna on the board. We're going to overbank 1. Ooh, and this unit hit regenerate. That's kind of awkward. Alright. The Blade's Edge is okay. But I do want to get Senna on board. And we should be able to start churning out more of these spells now that we have a Blade's Edge and a Darkness in hand. Sure.
You could say I got a light switch.
What do we want to do? Probably just go after the swap bot.
Moving in.
Alright, I think we're okay. We should be getting out of this without taking any damage, or minimal damage if that's what it amounts to. This dum-dum is is pretty annoying though. We can hit him with the Blade's Edge Sentinel, or Blade's Edge Darkness this turn. Or we did just draw Disintegrate, but
So I got a new one.
I think I'd prefer to hang on to the Disintegrate. Although he's got a bunch of mana here. And we just hit Quick Attack on Senna? Why do her abilities keep changing? Is that what this round thing does? Oh, well, she's got Quick Attack. I'm gonna use it.
Us cast shadows.
Care for a taste of tomorrow?
Oh, not Disintegrate. Spin the Blade's Edge. He has so much mana here. I don't want to get like super involved in casting spells on his stuff, just to have him like refill out the board pretty heavily, and so we're probably safe now. Well, he picked up an extra stat point. Fine.
What good's power if you're not going to use it?
And then I do believe they fixed the thing to where drains wouldn't work with Disintegrate. That used to be a problem. I think it's been fixed. Barriers work the same way now. So we should be able to Withering Mist both of these. Disintegrate the big one. You can see the blue arrows on it now. I'm pretty sure this works. Okay.
Better than that.
Get that Senna flip. Get at your big gun, girl.
We are alive. Keep your distance.
Don't hold back.
All right. A little awkward. No targets for these darknesses or anything, but
And light.
I guess that's nothing to complain about. Let's go ahead and kill it. Pick up a darkness when Senna attacks. We'll have to wait and see if he's got a card before we get too involved in this turn, but okay, we're good.
Ready to buy. Keep your distance.
Just need another attack and we'll be good to go.
Darkness and light.
Whoa! I can see the magic. I can, help.
Alright, your unit is dead, bro. So there's a nice amount of value coming out of Senna. I just wish we had a little bit of way to boost the darkness, right? The 3 damage feels kind of small sometimes. It's not as bad since we're generating the blade's edges, but you can see how big these units are getting, or if they hit tough, what a problem it can be. And so if you're playing with like Veigar boosts the units every turn of the game, to whereas you know, Senna generates the darknesses, but she doesn't have any of the boosts on her own. What do we got here? I'm not really interested in any of these. I think I want to give this a reroll. Like, we're not doing Drakehound things. I don't want more Withering Mists. Let's give it a roll. Stolly Sentinel is kind of interesting, but again, I'm not really interested in generating darknesses. Maybe we look to just pick up the Shadow Isles Tellstone. It does generate crumbles, but I don't really want any of these other spells. YOLO, give me something good. Vengeance is, of course, fine, but man, missed call with the Summoner's Stone. Alright, I'll take my 3-cost champions. Alright, on to the item chest. So, I'll just take more. Just stack up this Mist's Call. Okay. Down here, what's that, a shop? I think I just want to, like, cut the captive Greybacks out of our deck. I think the way we're going to end up losing with this one is if we just start drawing, like, really clunky hands. So let's get rid of the Mana Soul Student first. I think it's the worst one, but we don't have to heal. We're pretty safe, and I think we're pretty well lined up to be able to tackle Azir. But he is, you know, pretty scary. He brings out the 4/2 Sand Soldiers. All of his Sand Soldiers have +2 attack and overwhelm, and so the Viktor ability then gives them an additional +1/+1. I'm just gonna hard mulligan for Annie here, or at least ideally find a 1-drop. This is serviceable. We can play our Saboteur on turn 1. And then stun his Azir on turn 2.
Timing is everything.
Alright, that gives us some time.
Your emperor has returned.
So ideally, we would have a way to kill his Azir. I'm gonna have to decide. Like, I'm getting hype about all these Missed Call in our hand, but I think, well, we did just pick up Disintegrate. It's like, I think we're just gonna have to spend a removal spell on him.
Let's go, Fang.
Let's see. Let's just start with this and go for the Disintegrate. If we can bank up some mana coming out of this turn, it certainly won't hurt. Maybe we should have played the Blade's Edge, but now we're in a space to where we can potentially kill the Sandcrafters next turn. Oh, it's just kind of hard to get hype about that. What is he? The 3/1 with the shield or whatever he's called. I'm losing it. I'm slipping a little bit, but I think we're okay. Take 5. We dodged the majority of the damage. He never got to generate a bunch of Sand Soldiers, so we should be okay.
We're gonna make them afraid of us. Gonna show them what's up.
To me!
Okay. Bring it right back. Who do we hit? Katarina? Interesting. He's not exactly the champion I would have called out for at 3, but she's going to be able to block, which is all that really matters. Okay, so we got a takedown on Azir. Big ol' health gain as well. Alright, we should be good.
Wanna see something cool?
We'll just prevent it all. I could see an argument for like waiting a little bit for the missed call or trying to get the Katarina back, but man, this adventure is just, or this battle is just so much about not dying that I feel pretty confident when we come out here with taking as little damage as possible. This blocks here are booty. Like to play a 2-drop and then Blade's Edge if we can. You emoting, bro? I don't know about those emotes. Feels like you're the one that's about to lose.
Azir welcomes all his subjects.
Okay. House Spiders are fair blockers here. I'm curious how much he's able to add to the board.
There is light left.
A little scary. We're taking a hit from at least one of these.
We resist to the last.
Something like that. Leave his units with 3 health. That's what it takes to kill them with the darkness. Okay. All the missed calls turning right back up. That's how you get that value train going. Ew. I don't think this is gonna play out how you expected there, Azir. What do we hit? Aphelios and Captive Greyback?
Shurima is sand and sky, past and present. My name
Watch this, I'm gonna play another one. Nice little 3-for-1. Yumi, you know, not the strong not the strongest thing we could be adding to the board, but I'll take it.
I am with you.
It's just such value coming out of the missed call. What do we have happening here? Trying to kill our Yumi. Makes me sad.
You can do better than that.
Ooh, picking up Severum is huge. We should be fine again, but the ability to get lifesteal and gain like 10 health off of the Prefect just really locks us into being okay.
These dunes are the lifeblood of Shurima.
Alright, well I was trying to greed it up a little bit to see if we could get our Senna to flip. It's not going to be the case, so we'll at least just come in and snipe off his Azir. Now I'm just going to follow up and put Severum onto the Prefect so we can gain a shitload of health blocking the Sandcrafter if we need to.
Onward! Look alive now! Don't hold back.
Where's that get us? Only taking 5 damage, and then we'll lethal him on our open next turn. Alright, GG Azir. I feel pretty good once we get past Azir. It's usually the lead up to Azir is the challenging piece in this trial. So we'll see if that holds true and we're able to snatch victory at the end. Viktor ain't no joke. If Viktor gets rolling, he will just crush the shit out of you, but I think we're well positioned to take him down. Alright, so definitely want more Annies. We're out of rerolls, and so it kind of is what it is. Let's go with the +2 health. Just help her survive combats if she needs to. Seems like it's probably better than tough. Like, if you're fighting against a bunch of 1/1s, then tough is good, but given that they have the +1/+1 with the keywords, it's going to be tough for those tough blocks to work. Here, sorcery's huge. Getting this round start, refill your spell mana, we are just going to start acing stuff. Like, this one is pretty well done at this point, I think. I'm actually going to go towards the Hexcore Foundry. This one can be tough because they're able to just, like, spew so many cards at you, but I kind of think, starting with sorcery, that we're going to be okay. This can actually be a pretty tough battle out here against the Rock Bears. I think this is another one where we're pretty well set up to deal with. Like, this is one to where you have to be able to deal with a bunch of units going tall. Like, if they're making a bunch of, like, 10-9 Rock Bears over and over again. But with our Disintegrates, I think we can handle it. But now that we're, like, starting with Blade's Edges every round and spell mana every round, I think we can go to the Hexcore Foundry. This is one of the definitely winnable elite matchups when you're still at a pretty low star level. Okay. Let's see. Definitely hanging on to Annie. I like this idea of having like a small unit we can just throw away, then bring right back with the Mist Call. Get us off to a good start. Drop an emote. I know that game. Alright. So Annie's gonna die in combat. And I'll say, slow down, my dude. I'm gonna bring her right back. Not getting rid of Annie that easy. So we draw a card, hit an Annie, and picked up a Callista. It's I guess it's thematically on point to be hitting Callista off of the Mist Calls. Makes sense to me.
You won't believe what Hilti threw away.
So this round, I'm looking to play this other Mist Call that we drew, and then play the Blade's Edge. That leaves us with 1 mana that we can now use to send down at the Chumpwump. If he's going to come at us with a big elusive, we're going to have to pivot out, but that was the idea. I can't play any more cards.
Timing is everything.
Blade's Edge. Disintegrate. Take down the big boy. Yeah, unfortunate we got kind of locked into mana here, but things are picking up. We're looking strong. It just sucks to lose out on this mana when we refill our spell mana every turn.
What good's power if you're not going to use it?
Stable Voltician. Okay. I assume he's gonna come at our Annie again. We don't... Like, we could look to do it a little differently here. How's this work? Is he gonna kill everything but Annie? You don't have to play the Mist Call this turn. Maybe we just protect our Callista. Go back to playing the physical Disintegrate. I think this is good. Flips our Annie as well. Gets in a couple more points of chunk damage with the Prefect. I think we're okay. And Senna turning up to the party. Here's where it starts to get worrisome when he has all of this card draw coming at us. I think we're still safe.
I keep step with the heartbeat of Noxus.
Okay. Oh, no attacked? We didn't get to play our spells? I was expecting him to attack. Alright, well I guess we just have to get on board with everyone now.
Guess I'm the big guns now.
What up, Tibbers?
First the smoke, then the fire, then the
Alright, here we go. Your blocks suck, dude. Oh, I want to do this. Annie, the stuff we don't care if dies, and then I want to quick attack our Callista with Callista down at the very end. He shouldn't have any way to take Callista down, but she's our important one to protect at this space. Should get the flip. He's blocking the drummer, right? Right. Alright, so good deal. He's pretty much out of stuff at this point, and so he is getting to draw 2 cards a turn, but the only thing you worry about now, this was like a big thing back in the Lab of Legends, is that you're not gonna die, but you might take like 6 or 8 or 10 points of incidental damage, and so you do want to come in and end this as quick as you can, so that you aren't just taking a bunch of puff cap damage, even though you know that you're gonna win the round. So we should be able to end this pretty quick. But again, I don't want to just be like, oh, cool, we drew a bunch of cards and took an extra 6 right before we got to the boss. Let's go with our Overwhelm unit.
Hey, are you new too? I'm Annie. You're something special, aren't you, Annie?
Not sure what the biggest unit Callista would be bringing back is. Probably bigger than the Legion Saboteur, but I guess we can at least get the Saboteur out of our hand before we start to overdraw. Really? Really? Okay. Let's just block with the safe one. Like, I don't want to lose one of these champions because he has a burn spell in his hand.
Better than that.
Don't think we'll be coming in for 30, though. Let's see how much damage this is. Maybe we can bait him into playing some stuff, and when we can tick up our prefects a little bit. Only coming in for 23. Can we get up to like a bonus 9? Like, say if we play a Tibbers, that gets us 2. Okay, let's call this back. I'm just going to say Blade's Edge's face. And then see where that gets us. He might be playing too many units this way. This might be too slow. Oh. Now he's got blockers and stuff. Wonder if this got us to lethal, though. Got us a little bit closer.
You can do better than that.
Okay. Have to take it another turn, I guess. I wonder if we should have been casting these Annies, like I've been kind of letting them go, but just to like grow the size of our deck to keep the puff caps thinner. Maybe. I guess it's probably one of those things to where it might be mathematically right to do, but it probably doesn't make that much of a difference.
You can do better than that.
He hasn't played too many Mushroom Clouds this game anyways. What are we at, like 10? Yeah, 23 puff caps. That's not a lot. Sure. Alright, so we'll be good to go once the next turn rolls around. No way he's getting out of this. Again, we might take a damage or two, whatever, but we didn't sit around and durdle and play it super safe and let him puff cath us pretty heavily. Oh, it was nice, nice 4-hit right at the end. Say, see ya, bust. Here's a 4-piece nugget for you.
Come on. All you got?
All right, GG though. Give us that power. Nice little power up. I think this also shortcuts us to Viktor. I don't entirely remember, but I think on this one it gives you the chance to skip out on a lot of the path. Could be the way to go if you're shooting for speed runs. What do we got? -2 cost on Death's Hand sounds pretty cool. I don't really want these other cards anyways, so nice addition. And see, yeah, like we can just take the power, go straight to Viktor, to whereas if you're going the other route, you'd have to go through like 1, 2, 3, 4 more battles or so. So you can do a little bit more battles if you want, but if you're speed running, I'm pretty sure this is the way that you just have to do it. All right. Ooh, the lurk one. Always happy with the lurk one. But what's this? Each round, the first time you play a spell, respell mana equal to its cost. I feel like we have enough mana with the sorcery. Okay. On to Viktor. Feeling good. Feeling good. I think we're good and strong. Very manageable today. These aren't any, though. I'll still hang on to our 1-drop. It feels a little greedy to hit on lurk and then just pass on the 1. So we'll at least take that. But would have loved to have found Annie.
Glorious.
I have my orders.
Plug and play.
Not into that kind of aggression, bro. Just get that out of here. And then I'm just going to open. I would like to save this spell slinger just in case we need a stun. So feeling like we won't, but it's at least a little bit safer to shut down their elusives a little bit if you need to. Yeah, it just feels like we're super far ahead at this point. Viktor hits a spell shield. Slightly awkward.
I am here until I am no more.
Okay. Gotta go ahead and get this popped. I'm gonna... well, we needed to Blade's Edge a moment earlier. Never mind. We can still do it this way. Take a Frostbite, draw a card. That might be a little greedy, given that he hit Lifesteal, but we had a couple of stuns, and so I felt okay about it, and then we just like immediately drew Disintegrate, which definitely makes me feel better about it. I'm gonna save that for next turn, though. I'd kind of like to have Senna down before we start spewing these things off. With that lurk, pretty nice. Alright, I think this one's probably done at this point. Again, we popped the Viktor spell shield. Now we have a burn plus a Disintegrate to take him down. Senna's ready to party at this point. We would be looking to take a couple of points of damage from some elusives, but I think that's manageable here. I see you, Viktor. Gonna have the elusive bros now, but 10 damage, nowhere near enough to kill us. Oh, could we have stopped that? Did I just click that too fast? We could have killed his little bro. No, oops. Getting a little bit autopilot-y. I think it's okay, but just a little bit. Dude, don't thumbs up killing our units. That's not cool. Not cool.
I keep step with the heartbeat of Noxus. To victory.
Well, we don't have to. We don't have to play the darkness this turn. We can just add all of our units
Forward.
and then play it next turn. I mean, I really don't care if he if he even blocks with the mimic. All of our important units are going to have quick attack at this point.
Show them the might of Noxus.
Eyes forward. Keep your distance.
Okay. Send a little cupcake his way.
Getting dark.
Alright, a little drained out of cards, but getting the darknesses from Senna, then getting the spell every turn, the Blade's Edge every turn. Hopefully enough.
You want to see some cool tricks, babe?
Sure. Just keep the little biter off me.
Alright, not bad. Get these quick attacks onto our prefect. And we hit the lurk. Nice. Big damage coming through. Kills our unit here. Nothing we can do about it. Let's go ahead and just burn down the Voltician. We get in for extra damage this way. We get a Senna flip. We probably should have just played the Darkness before we attacked to get the addition. Oh, that's a fresh one. I'm not a big Darkness player in the lands of Constructed. I get a little mixed up when it comes to Senna. But I think that was fine. It's only got one card left. This one card can't be that scary, right?
Darkness and light.
Definitely not now. Oh, I was expecting him to play more. I don't know what his hand would be ever be made up of, but I was expecting him to do more stuff.
Better than that.
We should be good. Get the Mist Call to get a champion. We'll draw another card. I'll just play it all out, see what happens. This Viktor has to hit specifically lifesteal to be annoying. And even if he hits lifesteal, I don't think we're entirely worried about it. Oh, we can't play Mist Call without a dead unit? Ah, that's dumb.
Show them the might of Noxus.
And a lurk, that should be enough to do it. Neg 19 coming at 10. GG. Mark it a victory for Bust. And so nice collection of victories. I mean, sometimes we get to these and we already have 3 stars, and I feel kind of bad that, you know, it's a lot more common to have 1 star coming into these challenges than having 3, and I wish I could go through with a little bit of the harder mode on some of those, but, you know, it kind of is what it is, a little bit of mixture between each of our guides. But I think that should be a pretty good primer on playing against Viktor, part 1, and then part 2 playing against Viktor as Annie. I think we covered off on a lot of the general strategies to come about, and then playing as Annie as well. Again, the big thing, whatever you're into the Viktor round, is knowing how to handle Azir and having some way in your deck that says, okay, I can kill Azir this way. Something more than just, okay, I'm attacking with units and dealing damage. You need to have some kind of plan to be able to take Azir down. But we had that plan and we were successful, and so that is going to do it for us today. Hope everyone enjoyed the video, maybe learned a thing or two along the way, and you have yourselves a good one out there.